Well, we're southwest Saskatchewan today. Very, very snowy. So this fall, I wrote a little bit about it in my new gallery release. I'll leave a link to that in the description. But it's been a really fairly bland, boring fall. Don't get me wrong, the foliage was incredible. Colors were very vibrant because it was so warm. There was a bit of wind coming off and on, but generally speaking, it was really nice temperatures. The problem is it never got foggy, never got any rain, never got any snow. Nothing really dynamic to really change up anything. So when this area got a snowfall warning last night, I decided, you know what, we are gonna go down here today, spend the 8 hours in the car to go check out this little area. I was here a couple of years ago. I'll throw up an image that I got there when it snowed 2 years ago here. But it's a really special area. Likely the creek is frozen today. It's been cold for a little while, so we're not going to get anything like that. But I'm really interested to see what has happened with all the snow. There's probably a good, I'd say 4 inches or so covering the ground from last night. So fresh snow covering the trees over here. So really nice. So I'm excited to get down there and we'll see what we can find. Let's go, guys. So finding out right now that this boot right here has a hole in it. So I'm gonna have a wet sock by the end of today, and fortunately nothing to change. So just cover my hands up. So incredible area, incredible. The amount of snow we got last night is insane. There's probably at least 4 inches in this bottom here. And it's just covering the trees. And because we're in a valley right here, there is no wind, not a breath. It's really windy on top, but down here, nothing. So the snow we can expect to stick around for the course of probably the rest of the day. So honestly, it's a photographer's paradise in here. So the first scene I have set up, I've got really wide scene, 15 millimeters. The idea, I'm gonna sacrifice my left foot for you guys. Oh, it's cold. Okay, the idea is I'm going to basically create a frame of this ice. So as it comes back here and points the eye into the scene. So basically it's acting as an arrow that's directing the eye into the scene. So it's gonna funnel everybody to where I want it to go, which is that nice section of trees that's crossed over the creek. Could really, I mean, if I'm being really picky, I would love to have a little bit of fall foliage on this side just to balance things. It's a really beautiful, really nice scene, and there's a lot of flow and visual direction in it, but there's not a lot of color. It's very bland, but I mean, you can't complain about the ice and the textures in the ice, the moving water flow into it, this beautiful fresh snow on either side. It is a fantastic scene, and I'm telling you, that is just being really picky. I could use some fall foliage, but that's just me being weird. Anyways, I got a polarizer on, which is gonna combat that glare on the water. It cuts that out completely. And it also helps me to slow my shutter speed down. Without it, I'm at a 20th of a second at f11. And with it, I'm at about an 1/8 or a 1/6 of a second. So it's gonna give me nice smooth water in here. Not that it's really white water or anything. I'm not gonna get texture that way, but it's gonna really smooth it out and make it look kind of nice and ethereal. So nice dark patch of water is gonna direct us into the scene. And I think without further ado, let's snap this picture. Hope you guys enjoy. We've left the stream behind, climbed up to the top of the hill, get to where some of the snow hit this nice aspen grove. You can see it's a really magical winter scene almost. A lot of the leaves have fallen off. That said, I found a nice aspen right here that still has quite a bit of foliage on it, and that foliage is covered in snow, so it's really quite an attractive scene. We've got a nice underbrush that's all covered in snow as well, a little bit of aspen to the left, and then just really kind of solid background all the way through. So I think it works to separate the subject, which is really a key in these kind of scenes. So I want to walk through this scene with you guys. So let's check this out. It's actually too bright for me to show you on the back of the camera, but I do want to walk through the scene. So essentially this right here, this group of, or this one aspen with the leaves is the center of my frame. And the idea is it's going to take prominent focus. So I'm going to focus on the tree and the foliage. So that's all sharp. And then I want the background to fall off a little bit so that you have essentially these shapes here going up that'll hold the left side. And then over here, I'm having a bit of an issue with this tree right here. You can see this kind of swoops into the scene. So there's not much I can do. I do want to keep the this part of the tree in the actual photo. You can see the leaves kind of come out to here. So this kind of intersects all that. I can't actually stand further this way because I have a tree over here that's coming in and encroaching my scene. So it's a bit of an issue on both sides. I'm kind of in the only place I can be to try and get the photo I want. So basically I'm going to have to be okay with this coming in here. I don't think it's that bad because it swoops into the scene. So it's going to bring the eye back in. I do think it's a bit of a distraction. We're going to have to see once we get to the computer. But generally speaking, it's a really beautiful scene. It's got a nice focal point, good subject, nice color, good textures. All in all, I'm quite happy with this. So let's grab a photograph right now. Let's see what we got. So guys, I found an incredibly cool scene here. I will show you guys a little bit closer, but basically I'm taking a vignette of a leaf that just got encased in this ice. You can see there's a bit of a waterfall, for lack of a better term, Saskatchewan style waterfall. And so there's been a bit of a ice buildup on top, and there's a bit of an opening still here that a leaf happened to come through, and just it froze at the exact right moment. And so it's encased in that ice, but there's still water flow over it. So it's really cool. So I really zoomed in on that scene. I'm at 200 millimeters, zoomed right in. What I like about it is there's a bit of a variety of textures. There's snow, which has no texture. There's ice, which is some cool textures. And there's the leaf, obviously, that's encased. There's the water that's got different textures. So let's take a look at this photo right now. I kind of want to really show you guys my thought process for it. So, okay, so this is just me holding the camera. Again, it's too bright to see. Essentially, what I'm trying to do is keep that leaf on the left third, and then create almost a kind of a yin-yang effect where we have half of it more or less just snow. The rest of it's that nice texture with the leaf. So we got a bit of a yin-yang going on. We got some beautiful textures in here. The water is rippling through here. You can see even in these areas right here and up in here, the water is creating nice little droplets. So it's honestly, it's a very dynamic scene. It changes quite a bit. So definitely something that I'm really excited about. So let's throw the image up here and see if you guys enjoy. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this beautiful area in Saskatchewan. It really does not feel like Saskatchewan at all with this beautiful running water, these pine trees that are just enormous, the nice aspen forest. It just does not feel like Saskatchewan. So I hope you enjoyed this unique look at a flat prairie province. Hope you enjoyed the photos as well. Maybe picked up some helpful tips on how I compose some of these photographs. But yeah, until the next time guys, thank you so much for watching. Cheers.